Yo, what's up guys, welcome back for another Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Duel video. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. Let's take a look, and we are at Group G this time. So, almost done with the first batch of duels, and then it's all the way back to Group A. But Group G, two Titans, we have Dragon Rulers, Baby Rulers from back in 2013, basically full force Dragon Rulers for its time. It's paired up against, as you see here, Master Rule for Spyrals, OCG list with... Yes, triple grinder golem is there. Again, an OCG list. The body load is side decked with the Yugioh in the main deck. The one of Gofu, because again Gofu was at 1 outside. I mean, the deck speaks for itself. Double firewall, right? Pre-errata, don't forget that. With Baby Rulers, or paired up against Baby Rulers, a super consistent deck. Recovery a 5, because again the graveyard is basically their second hand. Should be Hoban's list if I'm not mistaken. Was looking into a potential Light and Darkness Dragon build, but maybe World's list as well, but the World's list was using the World's ban list also, and that kinda nuked the idea of using a World's deck list for Dragon Rulers, so I still prefer this one. Or, oh no, I remember using like Michel Gruner's list from Euros years ago, but again that wasn't main decking the emptiness. And let's be honest, if we saw the the votes from the people, is if rulers have any form of chance in this particular matchup, it's because of Vanity's emptiness, right? I don't see them. I mean, the strategy behind rulers, as you know, like you've seen maybe from the comments or played during that time, is Draco-Sack Pass. And if you look at like mirror matches from back then, those were super grindy. I remember from like Euros back then, back in 2013, I think like day 1 ended on, was it like 1 AM, over midnight? Yeah, it just like the mirror matches of Dragon Rulers was so terrible. I mean, it asked a lot of skill, so I mean, pro players or people sometimes refer to it as one of the most like difficult formats, and it did ask a lot of skill, especially the mirror match, right? Like a well-timed big eye could win that one. Or maybe force your opponent to go for an early big eye and kinda, like punish them for that. But triple Maxi and triple Veiler was pretty pretty stable, and those were again very important. Same for Maxi. If your opponent had a well-timed like Maxi, or had the Maxi while you didn't have the Maxi, that was super crucial in the matchup. And here I'm going second, and that's a problem. If I again want to have any form of potential win, I definitely want to go first. Well, then again, maybe go for an OTK, but I mean, let's face it, if there's this particular, because I mean this field for Spyrals is super consistent, the one of Tri-Gate negation with the potential interruption like Maxi, the searchable DD Crow, is there Failure? Ash Blossom definitely. What can I, and here Maxi, yeah, well, whatever, there is, I mean, it's going to be game either way next turn, so I'm just going to scoop up my cards and go first. Post side deck, I believe I side decked in another Emptiness, Eradicator as well. I mean, just because there is nothing better to, like potential, like 2 cards leading to Spiral, double Helix, and if they can, if Spiral is able to get off double Helix, there isn't really a lot I can do, right? I mean, again, I'm going for my first turn standard opening, right? No super rejuvenation, that definitely hurts. I mean, those free draws during the end phase to potentially draw like hand traps is definitely something I needed, but Draco-Sack Passes is definitely my, well, back then that was good, right? That was okay. Spellbooks maybe like normal summoned Yugioh and maybe use its effect, right? But that's fine. But if you're playing against like Master Rule for Spyrals, they have multiple ways to kind of dodge or kind of, prevent Draco-Sack from using its effect. That is, it's, like indestructible, or it's the fact that it's not being able to be destroyed if you control tokens. And yeah, I think both cards in hand are known, yeah. The small Water Baby and the Blaster, right? So there is no hand trap, and that's just easy for a deck like Spyrals to play through this particular field without any interruptions. The deck can just go for like 1 or 2 firewalls. There is also the Security Dragon, because again the OCG list, and basically just bounce away the Draco-Sack, both the Draco-Sack, and you will just eventually go for the what is it called, Spiral Sleeper, to pop at least 2 tokens. Target Sleeper itself, it will be, at least it won't be destroyed because of the, what is it, Last Resort? I believe it's Last Resort, the equipped Spiral that again protects your Spiral monsters. And yeah, let's not forget is that, you know, the Spiral field spell. Again, it's one of those field spells that Konami knows how to make an archetype good or like overpowered, and well, like a couple of field spells come to mind, like a Trickstar field spell, the Invocation, the Invoked field spell, including the Spiral field spell. It prevents your Spiral monsters or cards or monsters. Is it cards or monsters? I believe it's cards, not really sure about this. But I mean, it prevents their monsters at least from being targeted by Effect Failure. And Maxi, yep, I have to stop. But I'm going for Scrap Dragon. I was like, well, maybe go for Scrap, and hopefully there is no like Duster or Spell and Trap Destruction to potentially hit the Emptiness. So maybe I can capitalize on that, and then you know next turn use Scrap Dragon, pop my own Emptiness, pop something, and potentially go for a game. But that was probably maybe a bit wishful thinking. And the thing is that, okay, like this is maybe like a very similar situation, like the Dragon Ruler mirror match, your opponent dropping Maxi, and then you're like, oh, maybe I need to stop, or potentially make Crimson Blader and put my opponent under a Crimson Blader lock. But that's not the case. Okay, I am going to use Maxi, but I don't know. I don't know how many cards that I'm eventually going to draw. The thing is that I can't draw anything. The failures, oh well, yeah, I can use failure on the rank 1, but what is it going to do? Maybe I could keep failure for the potential firewall, but that's obvious. I mean, you can just go for like Spiral, double sleeper OTK, right? And that's Deco Talker with the double helix, the link 2 in one of the zones of Deco Talker, and Sleeper in one of the zones. And that should be like exactly 8k, or maybe a bit more, a bit over 8k, but that's definitely a game. And yeah, Proxy Dragon and Ancient Fairy Dragon also. Yeah, that's definitely more than enough to attack for a game. So you see the Eradicator is there as well, but I think this could have been my game, but let's face it, I believe there's also Twin Twister in the side deck of Spyrals and Typhoon as well. So I mean, I need to be really lucky, right, to at least win one of these, but it's a 3-0. I don't think I could have made more or could have won match. But that's how it is. Next matchup, we have an interesting one. I have no clue who is going to win this one. Sky Strikers, maybe? Yeah, maybe dodging double calamities, but let's face it, it's paired up against Virtual World, a deck that again has access to multiple calamities, axed by the most recent TCG ban list. But again, feel free to leave your predictions in the community tab. It will be available soon. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.